boy Walt with the Just Listen podcast, and I would like to welcome my buddy, Black Angel Katakuri over here. We're gonna chop it up tonight. Sorry for the technical difficulties here, Black Angel, but I appreciate you being on, man. I appreciate you very much. Hopefully you can hear me all right, man. But let's talk. Let's just wrap it up. Let's chop it up. Anybody that wants to join in on this live session here, come on and join on in tonight. We're doing a Friday night collaboration special here. So uh, go ahead, Black Angel. Tell me about yourself, man. Where you from? What state you're in. You don't have to tell me what city you're in.
Well,
Let's just talk.
I reside in the state of Pennsylvania. Sort of kind of around the Philly area. Um, let's see. What's to tell? What's to know? Just your typical typical you know, male in his mid to late 30s. Uh, who has a lot of opinions.
Okay. All right, man. All right, man. Well, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you. Hey, early 40s for me, mid to early 40s for me. Definitely got a lot of opinions, man. You know, I'm in this wonderful state of Florida, minus the governor, of course. Uh, but yeah, man, I definitely appreciate being able to connect with my fellow friends and collaborators and also subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate us being able to get together, even though, like I said before, we're not in the same city, we're not in the same town. We're from two different states here. We're from two different states. So, uh, we welcome anybody that wants to join us. But we just gonna talk tonight, me and Black Angel, and please check out his channel as well. I posted in the bio section, but also check out his channel, Black Angel. He's he's a longtime friend now. You are a longtime friend when it comes to it, and we welcome anybody from whatever city you come from, whatever state you come from, whatever country you come from. We talk about life in general, and we talk about politics and everything else, and we just try to coexist in a crazy world, man. So just give me a little bit of background about yourself. Family members, brothers and sisters, things like that, man.
Okay, well, fortunately, I'm not always quick to the punch, so you'll have to bear with me. Uh, okay, well, let's see. I am the third of my name. So
Okay.
my father's name was also Lonnie. Um, and his father was named that for him. Um, yeah, it's okay. Let's see. I live with my mother. Have done my entire life. Uh, you can tell that I'm struggling to basically come up with anything that would be remotely interesting to your viewers here. Um,
Listen,
okay,
do
okay.
you,
Well, here,
man? Just
so
talk
here's some
about
interesting.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So here's some background. I don't know if I should mention this because kind of controversial, and I'm not proud of it. Well, no, let's not touch on that yet. Oh, so my great grandfather, mom, grand that would be my grandmother's father.
Hmm.
His parents came from Sicily. I'm
Okay,
blanking
Sicilian in
on
here. All
where.
right.
Unfortunately, I'm blanking on where. Did I say Sicily? In Italy. In Italy.
Italy,
Wow.
yeah, it's different than Sicily. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where
Italian.
my head
All
was. I
right.
don't know where my head was.
It's
You
all
you would have
good.
you would have thought he was Sicilian though, because he had that like
Yeah.
Sicilian look about him. Um.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh. My grandfather. uh, mostly German. Uh,
Okay.
so mother's father. Uh, had a little bit of a had a few family members that were enlisted. Shall we say? I don't know what the proper term is. So, um,
Okay.
yeah. So my great grandfather, again, my grandmother's father, uh, his brother. So my great grandfather's name was Louis. Everybody called him
Okay.
Louis.
Okay.
Louis Donata, and his brother Al. Um, I think it was Alfred. For all I know, it could have been Alfredo. Um, yeah, Alfred Janata. He was in the Navy
Okay.
around the World War II era. Um, I don't actually remember what he did. I know he was on a ship. So uh,
Gotcha.
I also know that he was honored among along with other Navy vets at one point. And I think they gave him like I think he got like a medal. Again, don't really know too
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Uh, Going along with that, my grandfather was I think he was in the Army Reserves. My uh grandmother's sister, she was a nurse, I believe in the army.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
she served basically, or I guess around what would been considered the Gulf War. Uh, her son was in the army. He was there around the during the Afghanistan Iraq war. Uh,
Okay.
so because of that, I think it's because of that that I do have a lot of appreciation for the armed forces, and I kind of feel connected to it. Even if those topics weren't brought up much, um, I have a lot of respect and, like I said, sort of feel like a connection with military in some way. Um,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
and I
Awesome,
mean,
man.
what
Um.
else? What else could I really say? Like, well, I'm an aspiring author. Hopefully, one day I can get to writing and get start get started on writing and actually finish what I'd like to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hey, listen. What I can say is, man, is I appreciate your family. I appreciate everyone, your support, and then also those that served in the military, man. I definitely can appreciate that. Uh, just a little bit of background about myself. Um, I haven't served in the military. I actually, if you can see in the background, I went to college and I actually played a couple years of college football while I'm trying to straighten my camera out. You can see my jersey there when I played for the University of Louisville. Uh, I come from a big family background. Uh, I have nine brothers, and I have four sisters, three that are living. Um, I I have always, and I have brothers that served in the military. Well, I have a brother that served in the military. He served in the army and became a master sergeant. He is retired. He's been retired for some time now, thank God. Um, you know, we grew up. I grew up in Wisconsin, man. I actually grew up in Wisconsin with my family at the time, and then my mother and I we relocated. My sister she came with us. My brother he was already in the military. He served in the Iraq War, Kuwait. He served in quite a bit of wars, especially this of course, the guerrilla warfare that they used to do. He served with that too. He's been all over Germany. He's been, of course, in Afghanistan, Iraq. Uh, he's definitely done his time. But for me, we relocated from Wisconsin to Indiana, and uh, Indiana was a very interesting time frame, man. I can tell you that it was an interesting experience being in a location where your family's not even there. Me, I went to college at University of Louisville. Shout out to the Cards. Shout out to them. Um, Cardinal for life. Uh, I had some very amazing experiences in Kentucky, and it wound. My wife and I, we wound up down here in Florida, and of course, we enjoy Florida for the non-politics side, and so of course, that comes with its caveat because life is, honestly about politics, and even though people don't want to talk about it, uh, the politics affects us. You know what I'm saying? Like the particular things that take place with policies and just you know life in general. There is some type of political aspect and side to it. So I wanted to talk about a couple other things, man. So what do you like to do? Like, do you get into Star Wars, Avengers? What are some things that you enjoy doing in your free time?
which is pretty much all my time. I'm more or less into all that stuff.
Yeah.
I dabble. Um,
Okay.
I don't I don't consider myself to be a big Star Wars fan, really. I enjoy Star Wars.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I connect more with Star Trek, more specifically the series from the 90s, mid to late 80s, the one that had Patrick Stewart in it.
Okay.
Um for a while I was a big MCU fan.
Okay.
And I kind of checked out with Endgame. For the most part.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um
Yeah.
I'm into games, have been pretty much most of my life. Grew up with the PS1, so I'm pretty much a Sony boy.
Gotcha.
Also into Nintendo because I got a
Yeah.
I got the current system that's out, and I've had not every system, but I had like the GameCube, I had the Wii, and then I had the Switch, and then Switch 2. And
Gotcha.
some of the DSs and stuff. Um, Something that I actually wanted to add because I either it slipped my mind or I didn't think to mention it. Um, you brought up how you actually really enjoy the state of Florida despite the politics. I've been there more than a few times. Um,
Hmm.
I actually know someone who still lives there. She's in the
Okay.
Orlando area. Um,
Okay.
and her name is Cindy. I don't feel any feel as though that's revealing anything because it's
Oh
not like
no.
anyone's been on.
No.
But
Yeah.
uh Cindy, and her relation to me, if you will, not that we're family, was through her son Ron.
Okay.
And Ron uh was pretty much a father figure to me. I saw him as that.
Okay.
He To give you just a little bit of background, and so as not to go on too much about this. Um,
It's all good. We having a conversation, and if anybody want to join us, they're more than welcome to. We welcome all,
so
except for
he,
MAGAs.
oh yeah, absolutely. So he and my mom were dating and actually lived. We actually lived together, the three of us, when I was really young, like I don't know, like elementary age.
Gotcha.
And I bonded with him because of that. They, not gonna get into it because it's her business, but, they split up, and then years later, I reconnected with them, and, um, we were connected, and his parents, at one point ended up moving to Florida, so I
Okay.
would go with him
Excuse me.
to see them. Got to see some of the parks.
Yes.
I'm not really a park guy because I've never been into thrill rides. I'm not a
Hmm.
coaster guy. You know,
Gotcha.
I'm into some things, but you would not see me on a roller coaster because I'd probably be too afraid to get on it. um,
Yeah.
but like the weather, you know, is I mean, I don't know if I would say I feel the same way now, but you know, I thought it was pretty great. Um, and yeah, uh, so like I said, I've been there 3 or 4 times. Orlando area, and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, Orlando's nice. Been to Orlando definitely since they have the Disney, which we haven't been to Disney in a very
yeah,
long time. And matter of fact, uh, I told my wife, I said, no more Disney for us. We're boycotting Disney with that whole Kimmel situation. Uh, so we haven't been there in a very. It's been quite some time now, and I don't know if they'll ever. They may win us back eventually sometime, but just the whole situation that's taking place with this terrible administration. We are we just like we're gonna cut it off. Like we're gonna scale back. The prices for the parks are expensive. There's a lot. There's a lot of other beautiful things that we can do in Orlando than just going to the parks. Like I mean, Orlando is big, as you well know. Um, Shout out to Florida. Like I said, Orlando's big, and so there's other things that we can do outside of going to like a Disney park, which in Kissimmee, it gets busy there. It gets busy, even though I guess Kissimmee's like kind of part of Orlando or whatever. But yeah, it definitely is a cool place to go to if you're not from Florida and you want to travel and come to Florida, I definitely would recommend, going to Orlando. Going to Miami, of course, with Miami, you got the Miami Beach location. Miami's very busy, and my wife and I, when we went to Miami one time, we ended up getting caught in all kind of traffic, and then we got caught. Like we were driving, we just wanted to go and check out Miami, and we were just traveling because we actually had went to go see some family in Fort Lauderdale of our oldest son, his biological father, because I'm his stepfather. His biological father's grandmother and aunt lived in Fort Lauderdale. So Fort Lauderdale
mm,
was probably like an hour and 15 minutes away from the Miami location. So we actually drove down there and we got lost because GPS didn't know where the hell to go. Like this is a funny story. Come on into the live, everybody. Come on in. Where I don't care what country you're from, you can just come and have a chit chat with us and post in the comment section. But here's the thing: we get lost. GPS was not telling us how to get down to like the downtown Miami area. It ended up putting us in this area where there was a huge homeless community, man. Like they were tented up on the side, like this big grass lawn. And we were in this location, right? And we were seeing all these homeless people from the attics to beyond. And we were just shell shocked. Like we were like, oh my goodness, this is like how Miami is.
yeah,
And it really caught us off guard when we went down to Miami. But we've been so many places, man. Jacksonville's a beautiful area. I know that people hear this stuff about Jacksonville's crime and everything, but there's crime everywhere. It don't
yeah,
matter where you're at. You can be in freaking Oregon and you're gonna have crime in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you can be in North Carolina. You can be in Tennessee, Mississippi. There's crime everywhere, but there are some beautiful cities in the Florida area, and Jacksonville is another one. Jacksonville, there's beautiful scenery. They got the NFL team there. There's a
mm,
lot of things to do in the Jacksonville location. Tampa is beautiful. You got Clearwater that's just right down the street from it. So there's quite a bit to do in Florida when it comes to that. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, going back to my family's background, you know, moving from Wisconsin and leaving the majority of my family because the majority of my family lives up in Wisconsin and in Chicago, Illinois area as well. And moving to Indiana was like a very eye-opening thing. Uh, a very eye-opening thing for us because we was in a predominantly white area, so there were a lot of things that we faced. Well, myself particularly, especially in school, faced that some people, you know, they overlook or they just don't think or believe that it happens, like racism and stuff like that. Then when I relocated to Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, it was just a blend of multiculturalism and everything like that. And I was playing football and got to experience the college life and stuff, and then moving to Florida because we wanted to get away from the cold. Uh, it was like, wow, this is amazing. When we first moved here, man, we had Hurricane Irma that happened. Tropical storm this, tropical storm that. We was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know it was like this bad in Florida. But it's really cool here. But let me ask you this question about Pennsylvania. For first and foremost, how's the weather right now? How's the weather over there?
Unbearably cold.
Did you guys
Um.
hit get that storm and everything like everybody else was getting?
Oh yeah. Um.
Yeah.
We actually haven't gotten mail for days now because when it fell, when the snow came down and whatnot. I if I had a means to show you what I'm talking about, I would. But let me just describe it. Uh, basically, we essentially have like a huge hail of snow. That
Oh
I
yeah.
guess like
Hmm.
somehow it just is basically blocked off the mailbox.
Oh
Um,
wow. How many inches of snow you
and
guys get?
hmm?
I was asking how many inches of snow you guys get.
Was it a foot?
Mm.
I know it was deep enough for my foot to go all the way like in it. So yeah, it has to have at least been at least a foot. Um, so that's look. I love the snow. I don't like it when it snows that much, but
Hmm.
I appreciate it. I've always found it to be one of nature's most beautiful, shall we say, creations.
Yeah.
To me, you can't beat it. There's just something about it. So long as it's not,
Nothing like some beautiful snow.
exactly. Um, now, and gonna be getting into a little bit of not too personal, but I will say this. Um, I actually appreciate the colder months more than I did because I a ended up with an arthritis diagnosis this year,
Mm.
and
Mm. Man.
the cold temperatures definitely make it to where it's almost not noticeable at all. So
Okay.
it's almost kind of
Makes it.
like it's almost ironic how I was a heat lover, but now it's like, oh, that's gonna be rough when it gets hot again.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but is what it is, right? um,
It is what it is, man. Yeah. I mean, with your condition and everything, the heat just kind of constricts and it flares up that particular arthritis
yeah.
side, right? Because like the
Hmm.
hotter it is, the more tight your muscles are and stuff, and
Hmm.
that can take a toll on you. So when it's colder outside, your muscles aren't having to feel that just constant heat on your body and stuff, man. Yeah, I get you on that. I definitely get you. I'm going to try to do a share of this link here and see if some people will join us in regards to our live here. Maybe we can get some people to jump on in and come hang out with us. I forgot how to do that. Let me see. All right.
Um,
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, I can still hear. You. Perfectly fine.
Have some fun, just chopping it up. We're gonna keep
Mhm.
on rolling here, my man. Um, yeah. So I'll tell you this. Let me just say this here. We enjoy the cold in Florida, like from the brutal heats and the brutal summers that we get here. We definitely enjoy when it cools down outside, and we don't mind it getting to like tomorrow is supposed to be a high of 46 or 47 degrees here, which is
Oh,
uh
wow.
unusual for the state of
Yeah.
Florida, right? Because we're below the
Mhm.
equator, so we're supposed to be warmer. But that cold vortex that's coming in, that cold vortex is gonna make it cold like pretty much everywhere, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy how cold it's gonna be. But coming from the north, excuse me, coming from the north, like Kentucky and Indiana, we're used to this. Like we don't have any problems with it at all. We already know how to handle the coldness and experience and everything. And uh, like you with the snow, it's like man, we just stay inside and hopefully the heat stays on.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's pretty wild though. But yeah, I was looking at it, and I don't know if you caught my video, but I did a video about a particular area in Michigan where there was 100 car pile up in the snow. This was like last week. It was 100 car pile up, and I was thinking like, dang, did these people not get the message not to be driving out in the weather? And it was a
Mhm.
100 car pileup. And then I actually saw, I noticed in the I get those, you get those little information scrolls whenever you're on the internet, and
Mhm.
I got this little notification saying that there was like another 40 or 50 car pileup. But I'm thinking, I don't know about you, but I try to pay attention to the weather, and I also try to pay attention to the news on the weather. And it's like, why would people get out and drive? But of course, we live in America.
Mhm.
We live in America where, for one, it's maybe not the news or the information that they're getting to remain at home or not travel. And for two, you can't you can't violate somebody's rights and tell them what they need to do. They're gonna get out and drive anyways. And then lo and behold, they get in a wreck because they're out there in the snow. They get in a wreck
Yeah.
because they're out, you know what I'm saying, and not paying attention to the signs, man. Um, but yeah, that is pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild, and I don't know what's your temperature going to be like tomorrow.
Well, um, so I'm not really that um informed when it comes to the weather. I don't really keep
Okay,
up with it.
okay, yeah,
Mostly because I don't leave the house. Pretty much
yeah,
stay inside
yeah.
all the time.
Hmm.
Which I know it's not really good, but it is what it is. So honestly couldn't tell you, but actually no. What am I talking about? I think we're expecting a little bit more snow tomorrow, but it's not supposed to be
Okay,
anything huge.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so it'll probably be on the chillier side again.
Okay, yeah. Hey, we're in the winter time, right? And that's what we get in the
Hmm.
winter time. That's what we get. Uh, let's shift the conversation a little bit here. Um, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling with the current events that are taking place? What's happening in Minneapolis. How do you feel in regards to just the constant? news and barrage of information that keeps coming out. Uh, Tell me your thoughts on that,
Um,
man.
Honestly, and this is how I've felt pretty much this entire time. Like I'm in a never-ending dream. Um, and I know I'm not the only one because I've heard people say that same thing. Um, it's almost it feels like impossible to believe that all this stuff is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Minneapolis.
Words cannot
Well,
even describe, huh?
um, just there's something I want to say, and I don't know how it's gonna come out.
Say what you got to
Um,
say, man. Say what you say. Well, let's just put it like this. Say what you have to say under the YouTube guidelines.
yeah. And it wasn't gonna be me like talking about stuff like that, like being pro for it because I'm not that way at all.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is heart wrenching that that happened. Um,
Yeah.
and I hesitate to say this because I don't want to put anything out into the universe. I fear,
Okay.
I fear that that same thing will probably happen more. Um,
Yeah.
I really hope that's not the case, but I have this terrible feeling that it probably will. Um, and like, I mean, what is? I guess I'm also kind of partially speechless. But um, okay. I also am aware of the fact that and I hope I'm gonna say their names correctly. Was it Renee Good? Renee Good and
Hmm.
was it Alex Preddy?
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna sound, but first of all, just want to reiterate, absolutely horrible situation.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
uh, because of the guidelines, I'm just gonna call the two who committed those heinous acts uh evil people. Um,
Hmm. Absolutely.
they absolutely must go away for life. No exceptions. Like no deals. Throw them away. Put them in there. Lock it and throw the key away. I'm sorry, but you can't give them any less than that. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
it like you got to put your foot down and be like, look, two innocent people who were doing nothing wrong and were targeted. Can you
Yeah.
say? I usually try to say like we're lost because I know you can't say certain words due to the guidelines.
Hmm.
So to be careful, I would use other words if it weren't for that. But
Hmm.
yeah, two innocent people being lost to this world that really should be more beautiful than it is at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if this is disrespectful to their families. You can tell that I'm the type of person that tries to like make sure that I'm not saying something that's offensive. My heart also goes out to not just their families, not just the many people of that state, um,
Yeah.
but to every single person who's been impacted by
Impacted.
these goons. Um, and my heart also even goes out to Tim Walls because I cannot even begin to comprehend how he feels every single day having to go into that job and like he might even question his own decisions and think, Well, I wish I could have stopped this." I have to imagine that there are um leaders of any level that would feel that way. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
the job doesn't allow you to be that way, but you could see it on his face. Like obviously that's I can't imagine how difficult that is, and it's so sad to see him having to drop out. But I know he's doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Hmm.
And like I'll be honest, I I fear something like that happening in my neck of the woods. Not literally where I'm at, but like in one of the cities in PA.
Hmm.
And again, I'm really hoping that this feeling I'm having is just nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I really do hope that as horrible of a situation as that was, that I almost feel wrong for saying uh some good coming out of it because there's never any it's never good for that to happen. But
Hmm. Yeah.
if there could at
Yeah.
least
I
be
agree.
some good to come out of that in the form of maybe being able to better prevent that from happening in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to just like I don't know, it's
I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. Uh,
like I so I don't really keep up with and I kind of wanted to say this earlier when I was talking about uh myself. Um so I don't really keep up with politics in the sense of like what my governor is doing.
hmm.
Uh
Yeah. Yeah.
because it got too overwhelming, and the way I look at it is, look, I've seen enough of what he's doing to know that
Hmm.
he does the job right. He's held in fairly high regard as I understand it. Um
He's respected. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, uh, I did see an interview with him, and I don't think it was Midas Touch. It might have been was it Adam Mockler or one of them. And
Okay.
they asked him like something in along the lines of, "What are you doing to prepare your own state?" And he pretty much came out and said, "We have a plan. I can't talk about it," which obviously, um, but I think people kind of do want to hear that, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Unfortunately for Tim Walls, he didn't have the chance to do that, um, and he shouldn't have had to plan for that, but,
Right.
like, now it's almost as though there's a sort of blueprint that other governors can follow, to hopefully make sure that nothing like that happens again,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't know, like, I'm not sure how
Well.
much what else I could say on that.
Oh no, no, you're good, man. You're good. You know, there are some things where there should be a stopping point or a breaking point for the us in the United States to say enough is enough, to say this needs to stop now. And I think the situation, unfortunately, with Alex Preddy, my prayers go out to his family, uh, everyone impacted, from the ones that are in Minneapolis, the ones that are in Minnesota, and the ones that actually saw the true video and what happened to uh, the deceased Preddy, and saw the true video of what happened to Miss Good, and have seen the experiences on the ground. um, my heart goes out to everyone, and I'll tell you how I feel about this particular situation, the current situation with, uh, the death of Alex Preddy by hands of a Gestapo ICE officer or two, because it was some talk about there were two individuals that actually took his life, pertaining to this situation. You know, us as compassionate people that want to see only good things go with our country, or handle with our country, we don't like to see things like this happen, and then we get that mirage of lies that come from those who have a loss for humanity. Um, I feel for our country right now, and just my feelings in regards to everything that has taken place is there are some people that weren't paying attention, that don't get into much of politics, that are paying attention now, and
Hmm.
they are not paying attention from the good intent of what our country's supposed to be in regards to, uh, trying to love thy neighbor. So I think that, unfortunately, it had somebody to lose their life for people who don't pay attention to this stuff and live their lives just like a regular Joe Blow, to really see and say, you know what, I don't like this. I need to pay attention a little bit more on what's going on, because an American citizen, not only one, but there have been several. There have been three American citizens: Keith Porter Jr., Renee Good, and Alice Preddy, that have lost their lives to the hands of off duty and on duty ICE agents from our government. And so we have those people that are paying attention now. But the true question is, and of course, we'll have those governors who are paying attention and saying, you know what, we will not tolerate this in our state. We will not tolerate this in our cities. I want to touch on Tim Walz for a second. Excuse me. Tim Walz is tired. Tim Walz, and I felt bad for him stepping down, but maybe there may be a Democrat elect, and I don't live in Minnesota, so I don't know who it's gonna be, but I for damn sure know that it better not be a Mike Lindell that will
Oh,
totally wreck the country. There has to be a governor that has a strong backbone, and I'm gonna give you two that I actually like. One that I prefer over the other, and I'm pretty sure you might know this too. Gavin Newsom is not backing down from Donald Trump.
that's
Gavin
true.
Newsom isn't backing down from the lies and the BS that comes from all the cult members in the Trump administration. Him and his team are punching back, and they are punching up. They are punching at him. They are punching down on the
Oh yeah.
Trump administration and the things that they're doing. So I admire what Gavin Newsom is doing for the state of California. Well, let me rephrase that. I admire that Gavin Newsom is not tucking his tail and allowing things like this to happen. Tim Walz is just, to me, he's just like this nice guy. He's just like, he doesn't. I, I hate to say this, but a person of my nature is that I'm a nice guy. But if you're a dog and you bite, best believe I'm going to bite back,
Yeah.
and my bite is going to be harder. I feel like Tim, he doesn't have that bite back like a Gavin Newsom does. Now, I've heard good things about Gavin Newsom. I've heard terrible things about Gavin Newsom. My politics in regards to him, I like the fact that he is punching back. I like the
Hmm.
fact that he is not backing down for the state of California. When Texas tried to do their redistricting, Gavin Newsom bounced back and did redistricting in California, but he did it the right way. He allowed his constituents to make that vote. Whereas uh, the terrible Greg Abbott, of course, they were trying to gerrymander on behalf of Trump. So that's one person. The other person I like is J.B. Pritzker for Illinois.
Yeah.
Uh, now, J.B. Pritzker, again, is a person that's going to punch back. And he's going to punch back with the law background, not the law background, but he's going to punch back with specific things that he's trying to do for the state of Illinois. Uh, I like JB Pritzker because not only did JB Pritzker punch back, even though they did go into Chicago and try to cause all kind of issues with the ice and everything, and Greg, little man Bovino. Um, One thing that I like about JB Pritzker is that he's not trying to say, "Oh, we need to bring these people in," like Gavin Newsom did, where he was interviewing Charlie Kirk, where he was interviewing Steve Bannon and Ben Shapiro and these right wing goons, these right wing nuts. That there's not a common ground with these individuals. Like I would not dare to try to buddy up with somebody in those particular uh, in those particular circles. I would not. And if I wanted to win people over who are part of the cult, the way that I would win people over that's part of the cult is trying to get them to be aware of, what is taking place. Try to get them to be aware of that the person that they support does not support them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Gavin Newsom, like I said, I don't live in California, so I don't know how his his domestic politics is and how he treats the Californians. Like I said, I've heard good things and I've heard bad things about him, but that's what you're going to get with any governor of
Oh
a
yeah.
particular state. Um, but yeah, if Gavin Newsom was to throw his hat in as the presidency for the 2028 presidency, he would not be my person of choice. Now, if he is the Democratic leader that is voted to be the president, I ain't gonna lie. There's not one Republican, never. Well, I won't say never because the parties can switch anytime. There's not one Republican that I can vote for if they were going in for the running for president. There's been so much damage done when it comes to that, and we can see in Minnesota, we can see what's happened in California, what's happened in Oregon, what's happened in D.C. We can see these things, and for a particular party to remain mute and not say anything, not even say, you know what, there are a few Republicans, but I cannot forgive them because they allowed this monster to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to, filibuster and just be the one to take reins of our conversation in our live because I want, this is a collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I I'm numb too. It's very tough having to deal with these things day in and day out, and that's why I wanted to connect with you. I wanted to, just us to connect, um, and do these lives because it's a coping thing. We have to talk this stuff out, right? We
Yeah.
have to get this stuff off our chest. Um, but yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you being on and everything. Uh, what do you think? What do you think it's gonna take? I know we were talking earlier today, and do you see that? Do you feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel? Like, do you feel like there will be a time where we're not in the upside down.
Okay. So I kind of wanted to not answer the questions you had, but kind of wanted to follow up with what you were
Yeah,
saying.
sure.
About like governors pushing back and and like who the potential nominee could be in 2028 for the Dems. And
Hmm.
like so I did actually see my governor, who as you know is Shapiro,
Yeah, yeah.
uh
Josh Shapiro.
punch back a bit. He said something about Vance.
Yes.
Uh and like that shows me that okay, maybe he's not gonna be like Newsom in that respect, but he's gonna be willing to be like, "Look, this is nonsense. I got to speak out about against it." He
Yeah,
will
yeah.
show his anger towards it and like
Hmm.
show that sort of fury when it's needed. Um, which I have to 100% agree with you with what you were
Yeah.
saying about Tim Walsh. Very nice guy, but maybe it's because he's older and maybe tired, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, the only real way you can deal with somebody like Trump is
Hmm.
to show your fangs. Um,
Yeah.
and that's what he's gonna more likely back down from than a governor like Walls. It's unfortunate that that has to be the case, but I would say that's definitely true. You kind
Yeah.
of had to
Yeah.
be like, you kind of had to dare him and be like, if not mistaken, Pritzker pretty much dared him to arrest him. Newsom dared him to
Oh
arrest
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
think Shapiro did, but I mean, he's like I said, he did say something to Vance, like directed at him. So that shows me that he's willing to, you know, what word do you say? Well, I guess push back or punch back. I already said that.
He's willing to not cave and
Exactly, and
capitulate.
that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that Walls is caving. It's just his with Trump.
He's
It really
passive.
is.
He's not
Mo-
aggressive. He's passive.
exactly. It really is mostly about how you talk to him. If you
Hmm.
show no fear and are like, "Well, come on, Chief, let's see what you got,"
Hmm.
he's honestly, he's more likely to cower in a corner like a sniveling child who and I mean no
Yeah.
disrespect to kids here when I say that.
Yeah.
Because we know he's a coward. We know he's a coward.
Hmm.
Uh
Hmm.
he's
Yeah.
he's if anyone here has ever seen the movie the Disney version of Robin Hood, he is quite literally Prince John.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Sucking
Right.
on his thumb, being like, "Mommy."
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
literally what who Trump is.
Yeah.
Now, as to the 2028 thing, yeah, if Newsom ends up being the nominee,
How
he's
many?
pretty much the
Yeah.
only one I would vote for. However, there is another who I don't think would be running as a Democrat, but I'm pretty much certain would not run as a Republican, and I feel like he's even said as such.
Okay.
That would be Adam Kinzinger.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about Adam Kinzinger. He's been out. He's got his YouTube channel and everything.
Hmm.
I think I'm subscribed to it, but his
Yep.
feeds don't come to my side a lot. We're starting to get more of these little shorts algorithms pushing up
Yeah.
that are taken away from our actual long form videos. So I've been trying to incorporate doing shorts and then trying to have it attached to my long form videos. Adam
Yeah.
Kinzinger, um, if he runs as an independent, that I want to see what type of policies. that Kinzinger would bring to the table if he was to throw his hat in the ring.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, Kinzinger having that Republican behind his name, I know he served in the military and all that kind of stuff as well, is gonna be a, to me personally, it's a stain right now. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Kinzinger needs to shift over to the Democratic Party or anything like that. It's just there has, I can't recall in my 44 years of living an independent winning the presidency. And it's, I hate to
Yeah.
say that we live in this two-party system. It's either you are Democrat or you're Republican that's going to be in office. I wish that there was a kind of like a three-party system, and then
Yeah.
we do away with the electoral college, and then it's, you know, a race to who gets the most votes, instead
Yeah.
of it being decided by electoral colleges and everything. When you
True. True.
have small cities, excuse me, small states that get so many electoral votes that can push an election in a direction to where, you know a lot of Trump was the only president in the last, only Republican president, excuse me, in the last, uh I don't know how long, maybe since the Bush era, hell, maybe even since the Reagan era, that won the popular vote for the Republican Party. If you go through history and you look, the popular votes have always, or the majority, shifted to Democrats, and the electoral colleges are the ones that pushes these Republicans into office to do the damage in our country. And so, uh, independents, you don't see any independents like we have a Democratic Party and a Republican Party, and I honestly don't think that that is going to move the needle if Kinzinger was to go as a independent. I like
Oh, it don't
Kinzinger,
matter. It don't
but
matter.
I like Kinzinger, but here's my issue with Kinzinger. In 2017, when Trump became the president, I think Kinzinger's voting record in regards to Trump's policies and the Republican Party's policies that were for what Trump wanted. I think him and Liz Cheney's voting record was like in the 90 percentile or something like that. I might be wrong.
I did hear that.
And that is going to be a stain in regards to Kinzinger, because the
Oh yeah.
reason, because it's like, wait a minute, how can I trust that you're going to be a great president for me when you literally voted for the demise and the destruction that took place when Trump first got into office the first time?
That's true.
85%, even if it's 85% of the time, like 85% of the time, you approved of the tax cuts for the millionaires and billionaires. You approve for the corporate tax cuts. You
Yeah.
approve for basically these repealing of certain systems in place when Biden was in office that Trump did, where he repealed and removed a lot of the things that Biden had put in regards to, uh, I don't know if you remember, but you remember that huge and terrible train wreck that happened under Biden's term, and Pete Buttigieg had to go to East Palestine, Ohio, and it was like that train wreck that had like toxic stuff in it, to where literally they had to literally evacuate a certain portion of East Palestine, Ohio, because of these toxins in the air that could cause irreparable damage to people's bodies, lungs, everything, like cancerous. You know what I'm saying? That derailment happened because Trump repealed with Elaine Chao, because she was part of the Department of the Nation back then during Trump's term. They repealed a certain brake inspection for those trains that Obama had put into place for the like the CSX railing system. Like all the railroad, all the trains and everything had to have a specific type of brake, which was expensive, that Trump had repealed in regards to it, and that was one of the major reasons why that train wreck happened. Is because the brake system inspection and the particular brakes that came in with the train products and everything for the building of it, Trump had repealed that to where when Biden was in office and we had that train derailment, I think it was like in 2022. That was because of Trump's doing. Kinzinger could have been one of those people that had signed on to this
Mm,
repeal and remove thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I I respect Kinzinger for breaking away from the Republican Party, him and Liz Cheney, and being part of the January 6th committee. But there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of um, recovery for Kinzinger, and I'm not saying for him to be in the Democratic Party,
Well, yeah.
but who can be a Republican in this day and time, knowing
Yeah.
that there has been so much damage and harm to the American people because of Republican policies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who can still be a Republican?
Yeah.
So that's
I
my
mean,
take
heck,
on it.
look at what Rand Paul said. What was it like?
Yeah,
And this was months ago. Like things are so much worse now. He basically said
yeah,
something like Republicans won't be able to win. Was it the presidency or in general for like 60 years because of all this? I 100% agree
there's
with him on
been,
that. Like,
yeah.
and
I mean,
as things keep getting worse,
yeah,
it hurts their
and it's
chances
getting
even more.
worse.
Um,
It's getting worse, my friend.
so and that leads me into wanting to answer your question finally. And one thing I want to say about Kinzinger is I would mainly want him to run so there's more people to run, so
Hmm.
that it's a lot harder for a Vance 2028 presidency.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
because
got you.
we don't need him at all. But
He needs the couch.
yeah, he needs the whole furniture store. Um,
Yes.
but you asked me if I see light at the end of the tunnel. In short, yes.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm gonna be honest, and maybe this is jumping ahead too much. I think we need something pretty extreme to happen, and I don't mean a bad extreme.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think what we need once this is all done, because I cannot see this horror show they're directing continuing on in 2028. I just can't see that. Um,
Yeah.
honestly, like we know the one in the big seat is not well. We can
Yes.
all see that.
Yes.
This
Hmm.
is not you or I saying anything about, wanting something because we're not those types. We're not those kinds of people. And we also, wouldn't put that out there.
Hmm.
But, and I'm not sure how you say this on YouTube without, but, because I feel like I almost kind of have to speak in code.
Yeah. Somewhat,
I,
somewhat. I mean, YouTube's a lot different than it is on TikTok.
I am 100% certain that Vance is going to take over as president
Yeah.
this year. This year. I'm 100% certain of that. Now, this might sound weird, and my mom would probably call me crazy for saying this. I actually think that is when things would start improving. And I don't mean improving as in, oh, he's going to stop it and
Hmm.
be more of a normal president. No, 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 no.
Hmm.
I don't believe. First of all, Congress is not going to be afraid of Vance. I
Hmm.
don't believe that at all. That they would be,
Yeah.
because there's been I've heard things here and there that apparently the big guy has been calling and saying certain things, and that the people in Congress might be afraid of something happening to them as a result of him making certain calls and being able to you know tell his cult members to you know um that's not a power that Vance will have.
Yeah.
um Even if he could get some people to go along with something, that's not a power he has.
Hmm.
Be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if almost every single one of those politicians was secretly laughing at the idea of him being president behind closed doors, because he's such a nothing.
Yeah.
This is a man who like got booed out of Vermont and fled like a coward or something like that. Like this is
All
not a
right.
person to be afraid of. This is not a
Yeah.
person to be afraid
Yeah.
of. I can
Yeah.
understand being afraid of Trump because the man is loud and the man is not just like mental, but he's like
Hmm.
what's the word? He's sporadic. That
He's unpredictable.
he's unpred. I basically equate it to this, and I don't mean it literally like this, but well, in terms of Trump, I do. Trump is basically like having the Joker as president.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
quite literally.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Vance would be more like having Lex Luthor. Um, Not trying to. I mean, if he was watching this, which he wouldn't, he'd probably have a smile on his face and be like, "Oh, he thinks I'm as smart as Lex." No, he's clearly the smarter of the two, but even that's not saying
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Um,
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like I'm probably more intelligent than Vance. Yeah, I said it. Um, and
You talk about Appalachia.
yeah, I'm probably smarter than he is. Um, and so like when he's president, I think what's going to happen is they're going to be like, all right, he's going to try some stuff, and then we're going to impeach him and get him out.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I do
That's a
not
good
see
take,
this.
man. That's a good
I
take.
do not see this lasting till 2028 because of how much stuff is going on and how much stuff, unfortunately, probably will happen from now until then. Uh,
Yeah.
I just don't think the levy is gonna last, is gonna remain intact. Um, So, and to add one other thing to this, once all said and done,
Hmm.
it's probably gonna sound like a fantasy. What I'm saying here, I think we're basically gonna have to, not us specifically, but
Hmm.
this country's next leaders are basically going to have to get together and make a brand new constitution. Scrap it, keep what works,
Woo.
change everything
Woo.
else, because
Yeah. Yeah.
this has shown just how easily compromised the systems can become.
Yeah.
What you need to do is put in some very strict constitutional laws to pretty much make it impossible for people like this to never gain power again. Um, Now, my ideas would probably sound bonkers, but I'm also not,
Hmm.
I know I'm not a legal expert by any stretch. I'm just a person with a lot of opinions.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um,
Same here.
if I was writing this constitution,
Hmm.
I don't know what the lingo would be, or what it would be, or maybe not just constitution, but laws in general that need to be passed. Number
Hmm.
one, honestly, I would make it so that billionaires couldn't run for politics ever again. Like you would have to
Good
have a
take.
certain
Yes.
amount of money to your name to even be allowed.
Hmm.
Um, now
So a
maybe it
financial
wouldn't.
cap, huh?
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be outright like that.
Yeah.
But all right. Number one, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No felons are able to run for any political office ever.
Yes.
Like
I
just
agree.
done,
Yeah. Oh
done
yeah.
deal.
Yes.
Um, Number two, this is where it would sound crazy to some. A requirement that you to become president have at least held one prior political office that wasn't president that wasn't that. Because
Okay. Hmm.
I'm sure you know as well as I do that regardless of how good or bad Reagan might have been, he was a governor before he became president.
Yes. That is true.
He
That
at
is
least
true.
had experience that this guy doesn't. Um,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, didn't necessarily make him good, but at least he, kind of knew what he was doing to some degree.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
That's what I would say. That honestly needs
Okay.
to be made into a law. If you're gonna run for president, which is considered to be the biggest position in the country politically, you
Hmm.
need to have at least and when I say political office, we're not talking like school board. We're talking
District.
like
Yeah. School
at
board and
least
district. Yeah.
like at least a mayor.
Uh huh.
I honestly no. I don't know how you would write the language because you want to make sure that it's written carefully. But
Hmm.
like I would do that. Um, Actually, no, this might even be better. You need to prove that you know and understand the Constitution and its laws. So basically, you need to be tested.
Hmm.
So I'm
Okay.
essentially saying that we need to have a vetting process for candidates. They need to be vetted. You can't just get a regular person and be like, "Oh, people like you." No, 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 no. The law is the law, and that's how it needs to be. Like,
Yes.
you can't just say, "I don't like that law, so this isn't gonna happen." No, 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 no. No No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you
Yeah.
don't know the Constitution and you can't prove that you understand its laws and respect its laws, then you don't get to run. Like you don't
Exactly.
even like you don't get to
I
get
like
you don't
that.
get to be nominated.
I
Um,
like that. Yes.
what's another one? Because I know I pretty much dropped the. Can you say that word? The one that begins with a B and ends with an Um, probably getting a little bit paranoid here, but you know the. Okay, so there's that. Um, what else? So yeah, no felons. Need to be able to prove that you've you know read and understand the Constitution.
Hmm.
Um, Now this next thing would have to do with what I think needs to happen with um the systems. We need to make sure that oh here's another thing that needs to be made a thing and there can't be any exceptions. It will be
What's that, my friend?
illegal for anyone to become FBI director without having formerly been an FBI agent. Illegal. Like, not
I
acceptable.
think.
Not allowed.
I think what you're getting at, and we're gonna do is we're gonna table this situation for another live here.
Oh, yeah.
What you're getting at is that you have to have the professional background to be in a position in any presidential administration before excuse me, you get to be elected in that position that you're in.
Oh,
So,
absolutely,
like you
100%.
said, if you are an FBI agent and you want to go in for the director of the FBI, you had to have that background. And I get exactly what you're saying there. So let's do this here. I don't. I hate to cut you off, but it's family time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's we're gonna connect up again. As I'm spitting here like an old man, we'll connect up here again. Maybe in a few weeks or so, we'll try to get a little bit more engagement with our fans here, and well, our fans, our subscribers, and everything. But we'll try to connect up, and then maybe predate it, like saying hey, this is where we're gonna go live, and then I can kind of promote it and push it in
Hmm.
regards to it. um, I'm gonna get off here, but I think this is good for us because it does help us to cope when it comes to what is going on in the direction of our country. Any last thing you want to say to any of our viewers out there before we disconnect and I do a closing?
Mm, pretty much all I'm gonna say is, and I'm sure you'll post a link or something to my channel.
Yes, absolutely.
Gonna sound a little bit selfish here, but just a sec. Just for a sec. To any of my possible future subs who may be watching this, I hope you will give me some feedback and some ideas for things you'd like to hear me talk about. Um,
Excuse me.
because
Yeah,
I'm great at I'm not too good at at organizing things and planning and whatnot. So uh if anyone watching likes, I'm kind of I'm stealing a person's quote, like the cut of my jib. Uh, um, so apologies to
for
admin Tim.
sure.
I didn't mean to take your line there.
Listen, my guy.
Please feel free to sub to my channel. Um, and just like, yeah, give me tell me what you'd want to hear me say. You know, give some suggestions and whatnot. Um,
Absolutely, man. Hey,
thank
we always
you.
need that constructive criticism, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for having me. Definitely looking forward to doing this again. Uh, and it was
It was fun.
it, this
I
was
enjoyed it.
something that I needed. This was something that I needed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before I close out of here, I do want to tell everybody that listen, I and Black Angel, we are compassionate people. From when I've talked to Black Angel and what I've seen in his videos, um, we care. And like I said before, over and over again, we don't like the direction our country is going here in the United States, from Pennsylvania to Florida. Uh, Subscribe to Black Angel if you like what we've talked about. I know this was a randomness conversation, but we're gonna be doing lives like this more often, and I definitely needed this as well with collaborating with a a mutual of minds that I have a lot of respect for. Um, but with that being said, I want everyone to know that we love you, except MAGA, and to take care of yourself. Black Angel, check out his channel, Black Angel Katakuri. I will post that in the comments once this live is completely uploaded. And Black Angel, man, I will be connecting with you here real soon so we can go ahead and get another live going here. But like I said, everybody subscribe to the channel. Black Angel, you got anything else left to say? Anything else?
Once again, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was a great stream.
Yes,
And
they will come once they hear and believe. Go ahead, Black.
exactly.
What you got, man?
Just
Hey, go ahead. Yeah,
anyone
I
who's
got you.
frightened, to anyone who's stressed, I know people keep talking about getting through this. I 100%
Absolutely.
agree with that
Yeah.
mentality. Um, because just remember, this is a Freudian slip there. This is a rebel nation. This is a nation of people who do not take no for an answer. When the people want
Absolutely.
freedom, the people get freedom.
100%. Well, hey, Black Angel, good talking to you, brother. Everybody, peace and love.